So the thing about Archeage is that it's almost been a week now since they were supposed to be launching the new update 3.0, which was just ridiculously hyped. So hyped that they can't seem to bring like the queues down under 3,000. Here we go in, check out Reckoning, we're patrons, we're at 770. And just what has been happening with this is black screen issues they had. You would log in and you'd have a black screen, can't do anything. You'd log in and you would immediately disconnect. You'd log in and you'd be duplicate login. You'd log in, you'd go in a queue, it'd be some ridiculous queue, it'd be hours that you're waiting, you'll finally get towards the end, you'll disconnect, go back to the top of the queue. This is what people have been dealing with on Reckoning and Vengeance servers since the start. I know that EU's had a little bit of issues. I know that they had some queue problems. I think a little bit of that had to do, at least early on, with these servers not being up and NA players going over and playing the EU fresh start. But it does seem like they also have their fair share of problems. This is new that we actually get to see an approximate wait time. Normally it's always over an hour. But I've been through this plenty of times, and every time what happens is you get to the bottom of the queue, you'll disconnect, and then you'll have to reconnect. But by the time you actually get there, this so-called grace period they have doesn't seem to exist, so I never see it. Sometimes it's there, sometimes I'll go in and I'll still be in queue, or sometimes I'll get disconnected from the game and I'll still be in game, but it's only happened like once or twice out of probably over 100 attempts to get in and reconnect to the game. It never really seems to work. As you can see now, the wait time is just bouncing all over the place. But what it seems like is a lot of the same players have been in there, and they're well over level 50 by now, and moving on and doing a lot of big things already. They're already end game, and there's a lot of people, so many people, probably the majority of players who haven't even gotten into the game yet. This is supposed to be a fresh start server. It is the furthest thing from a fresh start it could possibly be, because there's been so many problems, and only this, small amount of people are actually getting in to play the game, and nobody else is going to have a chance. And the ones that do, a lot of them might quit because they don't even want to try. They don't want to put up with it, and they don't want to have to now pay to get back in contention. They would have to spend money on the marketplace, and they don't want to do that, and that's how they're going to lose people. Or they're going to make a whole lot of money, one way or another, we'll see. But what I think is going to happen is both these servers are going to end up dying if this continues much longer. As you can see, I bet the only reason the server queue is so low right now is because of people leaving and not playing the game. I wasn't even going to come in here, but I figured I'd make this video as kind of showing you guys what's going on with Archeage right now, and why I haven't been making any Archeage content on my channel. And this is why, because I've only been in the game a few times, and every time I try to record or try to stream, I seem to crash a little bit afterwards. Or one time I finally got in and I started recording, and then I got the message saying they're bringing servers down in 5 minutes. So then there went that plan, and then I sat in the queue the rest of the night. So I decided to just start doing other things while I maybe wait a week for them to settle all this, but by then I'm going to be far behind. I still think I can get sort of, close enough to that I'll be comfortable with, where I am in the game compared to the people who've been playing the whole time. I'm not too worried about it, but I know that a lot of people are, and I'm more worried about a lot of other people who are really trying to play this game. People that may not have, or may not spend as much time, or may not have played the game as much or something, and would take a little longer to figure out and things like that, who are really going to have a really, really rough time. And I would actually probably spend things on this game to get back ahead, because I want to, make some decent content for the channel and everything. So I'd be willing to spend some money to try to get back in contention. But everyone's not going to do that. And on top of that, I had a really big issue. I wanted to buy a pack and then get subscription that way, and you needed to actually be in the game to buy a pack. I thought I bought a subscription. I ended up finding out I didn't buy one, and I was like, oh hey, nice. I'm gonna buy the $100 pack instead of the 50 since I didn't spend any money on the game yet. But since I finally got into the game after waiting through the free-to-play queue, that's even worse than this. It was probably like 2,000 whenever I logged in, and so I got through that, went into the game, and of course I go to their website and it says that I need to have a fresh start character to buy the pack, which I had, and I was like level 23 or something at the time, and it wouldn't let me buy a pack. And so then I disconnected, and I'm like, man, so I gotta continue to wait through these queues until they finally like answer my thing about the pack. And then I ended up just buying a month of patron, and now I'm just gonna say screw the pack, I really don't care. And so they lost out on that, I guess. Only a few dollars, I guess, in the big picture, so I'm sure they're not worried at all. But yeah, it depends on how many other people were sort of in that same boat, because if they also couldn't buy their packs and got fed up with that queue, they may have also just said screw the pack, I'm just gonna buy a month of patron, or screw the pack, I'm just gonna not play the game. So we'll see what happens. I really hope that it works out, because I would really like to play this game, and I'd like to see the servers work, or the server work. I really hope they merge them a little later, once this is all settled down a little bit. I have faith for it still, but the faith is dwindling very quickly. And I do still want to make a guild and everything, and I do still want this to be my main game. But as for now, since obviously it's not going so well for them, I'm just gonna give it a little time. And I kind of just wanted to make this video so you knew that, you know, Archeage is still here. It's trying to be here at least. So we'll see what happens in the future with it. Hopefully in the near future we'll be able to start streaming it more and making a lot of videos and good content on it. But for now, this is what the game is, and I just can't do anything with this right now. So sorry guys, you'll have to wait a little bit for your Archeage content. For now, it's Flo, aka the Green Man, signing off.